bit about the history of Essex Gay Men.
Oh, Essex Gay Men was established 18 months ago. It was to provide a support group in the mid-Essex area. And in the last months we've been setting up a drop-in Grays due to interest in the area.
Is it a pressure group or is it a befriending service?
It's a social and support group. What it isn't a dating group. It's somewhere where people can find friends and find support.
People can be themselves. People can, you know,
we do drop-ins, we do social events, we also do stuff around hate crime. We've got good links with the police if people are experiencing hate crime problems, victimisation at work, stuff like that. So it's generally for support.
Because people might say that days of homophobia, they're gone, aren't they?
There's been a lot of activity in recent years around like civil partnerships, positive steps for gay people, and generally gay people have very good experience in society. People are generally okay, but there are probably a few occasions where people can have problems with neighbours or in particular workplaces, or maybe just with a particular family member have problems if they come out. So we're there to support people and help people.
Because somebody even noticed that recently young children have started using the word gay as being something stupid again. So sometimes it's a concern, like ladettes, that we might be slipping back into a sort of 70s era again.
A politically correct era?
Or a politically incorrect era?
I think people's definition of the word gay certainly can be, you know, that people can use euphemisms like that, and certainly people don't see it as being wrong because it's just a word, but words are very, you know, you can use words to sort of say mention many things, and in the gay community things like, you know, there was a period in the 80s where the word like gay wasn't seen as, you know, queer was seen as a different word, but I think, to be quite honest, people that sort of use that, it's actually sort of starting very small. Things start very small, like a seed, and they grow into more, you know, if you don't sort of tell them that, you know, that's not an acceptable word.
I mean, we're called Essex Gay Men. We're open, it's gay men and bi men, men that are unsure. So in that sense, the group is, we've got a name, Essex Gay Men, but it is broader than that. It's about people that are sympathetic, are open to straight people involved on our committee. For example, our treasurer is straight. We're involved in community events like today where they're straight people. So we don't, probably compartmentalising people into gay, straight, bi is probably somewhat arbitrary. The group's name is what it is, and we're open to looking at perhaps having a gay women's group as well and having a separate name for that. But names, we don't try to follow at least in Essex Police, the hate crime officers that are sympathetic. So if people are experiencing any problems, then we have got support that's available. Victim support, some people might not want to talk to the police directly. There's victim support. We can report things third party, anonymously on behalf of people if they're uncomfortable with talking to police directly. It's really whatever level a person's at and how they feel comfortable in dealing with an issue. If it's a very serious issue around their personal safety, then there are lots of avenues we can explore with them.
When I was a teenage boy and I grew up realising I was gay, I was terribly depressed and lonely. I never met anybody else who was gay. The only other boy in the school who said he was, someone I actually detested and didn't get on with at all. I had no sort of sexual experience or emotional attachment in the sort of late teens and early 20s when a lot of young men are most sexually active. I always hoped eventually the situation would resolve itself and I'd have a wife and children like other people, but that didn't happen. I didn't really accept the fact I was gay till I was about 30, and then I began to make contacts with the gay community, but even then it was much harder than it is now. Things have got a lot easier in recent years, partly because people are more open and willing to talk, and also they're more open to young people being confused and unsure of where they stand, and there are more support organisations. I only wish there'd been something like Essex Gay Men when I was growing up, and I could have met sympathetic adults and the subject could at least have been talked about.
And do you think, where would you like to see Essex Gay Men in the next 1 to 5 years?
Well, I hope that we get more groups set up, but also more of the people who contact us actually come to the meetings. We get a tremendous lot of website hits, a lot of inquiries, but the groups are only growing slowly, and there are a lot of people out there who must be lonely, but they lack the confidence to come to the meetings. And really, very little is involved. We're not a dating agency, we're a social group. We provide tea and coffee and a sort of congenial place where people can just meet to make friends and talk. And we're also trying to have other events. We went to London, 4 of us, to see the show Billy Elliot. We've been ice skating and bowling and been for a country walk with a picnic. These are sort of low-key activities that anybody can take part in without committing themselves to anything very much. And they're fun and help to overcome people's hesitation and loneliness. And there are a lot of gay men who are lonely and isolated, particularly older men. And we do have members up to about 70, as well as I think our youngest members about 20.